Hey, what's happening? Today we're going to be looking at reading tablature. So, I couldn't read any music hardly. I could read tabs, but I couldn't read regular notation for guitar until I got into music school. I was already 20, 21 years old, and I had to kind of struggle to do that. So, I would say, you know, it's good to learn how to read music because it's better to learn to know how to do more things than less things. But you can get by on reading tablature or not even reading at all if all you want to do is just play music with friends in like a rock band setting. Um, if you want to play in like the jazz band at school or you want to be a professional musician, you're definitely going to have to learn how to read regular music notation. But you're going to want to read. That's the top one here. Okay. Now let's get into reading just tablature though. So most of the easy stuff that you'll see on the internet is just tablature, maybe not even with rhythm, okay? But the big thing is when everybody starts out on this, they want to read it upside down. So that is, they want to think that that note that I've highlighted is this tone right here, but it's actually the opposite. The low note goes there. And the reason is, if you look at the top, the regular notation, see how the low note's on the bottom and the high note's on the top? That's what they're trying to do with this tab too. They want the low notes to sink down to the bottom and the high notes to float up to the top. So let's listen to this first line here. It sounds like this. Let me take off the guitar. Here we go. See if you could play that on your instrument real quick, because it'll make a lot more sense to you if you're doing it yourself. All right, let's look at this next one. So we're just going to go up the strings and then down the strings. Again, we're just trying to get the direction right? So we're not reading this upside down. I've had almost every student I've ever had has had that week where they come in and they have learned the song upside down. So you don't want to do that. In fact, use your ear as much as possible. You know, music's about hearing. So the more you use your ear, the better. If yours doesn't sound like that, then you're doing something wrong. So use your ear to tell you if you're playing it right or wrong. Okay, let's look at this one. Line B. What's the difference between these two lines here? Between this one or these two measures. This one goes in a straight line, and this one goes diagonally. See that? So one's going just across the strings, across one string, and the other one's going diagonally down the string. See if you can play those two. It might be kind of hard. Super basic idea though, you know. All right, and then letter D, I wrote a little bass line. So this is just to test you out. It's got a little bit of a rhythm to it too. So we're gonna play the 3rd fret. Which string is that? You know, is it this one or this one? This is where that direction thing comes in and play. So it's gonna be the lower of the two inside strings. Let's listen to it. Ready? I'm going to give you a count off. 4 beats, and then we're going to start. Ready? 1. There you go. All right. All right, last one. Now this one, I'm really trying to impress upon you the importance of position playing, okay? So what that position playing is just an idea of I'm going to assign certain fingers to certain jobs. So I'm going to have my first finger. It's going to be in charge of the 1st fret in this example. Guess which finger is going to be in charge of the 2nd fret, right? It's the next finger, my middle finger, right? So it only gets to play that one note there. But I'm saving it, and the reason I'm saving it is so if I get used to this feeling of one finger having each job and my fingers are kind of lined up along 4 different frets, my 4 different fingers, and each one is in charge of one of those frets, I can read start reading music without having to look at my instrument, look at the sheet, look at my instrument, look at the sheet, right? So that's hugely, think long term, you're going to want to do that. That's obviously better than having to look back and forth your whole life. So it might be pretty hard at first. It's obviously something you got to work at, but you can do it. So this one, I'm going to do first finger, third finger. Then my third finger is going to be in charge of this next one too. Second finger, first finger, fourth finger. So we got a little. Let's listen to it. Let's play along. I'm going to count you in 4. It's going to be kind of fast. Yep. Cool. So that should get you started reading tab, and just keep after it. Make sure you're not reading it upside down, and you're going to be fine.